Well, it is time for this evening's game, Bitpoint Academy versus Aerox Esports. I've been excited to see Aerox back in action, and I can see a lot in the chat are as well. A lot of people screaming out the green wall. Aerox, good following behind them. Bitpoint Academy here, though, not a team that you want to count out. A team that, despite saying Academy, certainly able to place in a similar position as their main team, doing really well in tournaments, and even in our league, currently, I believe, undefeated alongside Aerox. So two of the division's best going against each other here. Certainly will make for an interesting game. We do have most of the players loaded in now. As soon as we do have a map vote, we'll be switching over to the game screen. That being said, as I usually do before our games, we would just like to know who you think's going to win this one. Is Bitpoint Academy going to take it, or are we going to see an Aerox Esports take that foam for their team? And pretty much at this point, it's going to be confirming that they're going to be in the playoffs at this point, if not already. Really dominant showing of force from some of these teams in their games. So let's know, chat, who do you think is going to win? Can already see some Aeroxers coming out into the chat as we speak. That being said, if you're a Bitpoint fan, don't be afraid if you're outnumbered. Let us know who you're siding with for this one. Looks like we have got all the players in the game now, just waiting for the map votes. So also mentioning as well, Bitpoint Academy do have a standing player, Milky, from I'm trying to remember what team now. Ready for this team screen popping up on the screen. Sorry if this is in low quality. This was made with a very short period of time. As you can see, Milky is an Emery standing. Teams for this game is ALX, Josh, Smitty, Kerem, and Milky for Bitpoint Academy, and D and Aerox are going to be running with Alloy, Jake, Coots, Kalu, Divinity, and Al1X. Sorry if I have butchered anyone's names there. Can tell you all, it is going to be a Mirage map that we have decided to play on. So other than one very strange game on Nuke so far, the vast majority of all of the games we've cast other than that one have been either on Mirage or Cache, and we are going to see another Mirage game. So we'll get rid of that trivial screen for a bit. So yeah, looks like we've got a lot of people wanting Aerox to take this one. A few people wanting Bitpoint. Not too long before this game starts. Moving forward though, we'll have a little look at this division where this game's going to be taking place. Quite an interesting division. One of the more interesting divisions. I think Division 1 is quite a difficult one in terms of the teams that are in there, but this one here is held in Division 2. Aerox Esports at the moment 4 played out of 7, 4 wins and 0 losses, running at 12 points top of their division at the moment. They're slowly followed by Team Ardent, who have played 5, won 4 and lost 1, also joining them on 12 points, but you got to think it's all about those games played. And also the top 4 will go forward as well, so whoever can bring this one just adds to the safety. Bitpoint Academy, however, they have played 3 and won 3, so just as impressive in terms of win-loss. As we will certainly see in this division, I think, a battle for 4th place. A lot of different teams are going to be battling it out for that one. If you're interested in the leagues, there is a button below, I believe, for the leagues if you want to just get yourself brushed up on where these two teams stand at the moment and what this essentially means. It is still a tight league. Both of these teams, in terms of games played, are on the lower end, so wins do count. Well, they matter a lot anyway. Oops. It's not good. That being said, we should be starting pretty soon. As we're fully loaded into Mirage, all players are present. Just waiting for all players now just to move into ready position. We'll be underway on Mirage very shortly. And also one of the reasons why I'm not showing you this just yet is on our servers, for some reason, the caster seems to like to crash out a few times before the game starts. Purely down to, I think, just the way it's set up. Looks like we've got 5 out of 10 players ready at the moment. Just waiting for a few more. I think we'll switch over to the match screen, give you something to look at other than this, than these two logos. So last chance in terms of showing support for your team as we head into knife round. Let us know in chat who you think is going to take this one. And we're going to go into knife round. Let's see if we see any interesting knife strategies for these teams or if we're just going to see an all-out brawl. I think we'll go top down for this. We'll make it interesting. We've got a bit of a concentration going on at the moment. A couple of the players spreading out. It's looking a little 50-50. It looks like Aerox are going to take the knife. Let's get some sound as well, shall we? Bit of a strange one there, actually. We've got... For a second there, we had CT and T titles above T's. Aerox choosing to start off on their CT side. A very confident Aerox side going into this one. It looks like straight away we're going to see Bitpoint Academy choosing to take some utility. Moving towards this A site. And this could work quite well for them because we do only have Coots. And he's going to have to communicate this to his team really quickly and a really quick response there from Aerox. But is it going to be quick enough? Alex is going to go hunting here and I think he's going to walk into the path of a couple of them. Alex just managing to scrape away there. And this fight's going to continue. We'll stick with it for a moment. Alex does get taken down in the end and all of a sudden not looking too good for Bitpoint Academy and Aerox taking the first round quite convincingly. 4 players left alive. But we do see Bitpoint getting the bomb down. First round, however, gonna go to Aerox Esports. Did realise there for a second we had a little bit low in terms of desktop volume. As we did do a previous cast where Alex gets caught out there and Divinity having to clean up for his side. 3k there. And AL1X there said he was quite surprised by that short push. Not a bad one there for the Academy side, as they're all going to pick up AKs here, and just as I was about to say, that might be a little bit of an advantage here for the Bitpoint side. We do see a couple of extra guns come out now for the Aerox side. Managing to accumulate enough weapons for a full set of AKs. And I think Bitpoint Academy here are probably going to be looking just to find that early pick. some bullets there exchanged between Kerem and A1LX. So we are going to see some possible utility used towards A here from Bitpoint. That being said, a very slow start to this round. Looks like we are going to see this execute now. Bitpoint pushing out onto the A site. Kuz is completely flashed. Nearly gets taken down by the wallbang, but he's going to recover from it. And Jake pushing through that smoke, and it's going to benefit Bitpoint Academy as they do seem to be getting a real good advantage here. A scout and an M4A1S here left, and it's going to be all on AL1X. He's got a lot to do for his Aerox side here. Got a lot of support following him. He's not going to want to let his team down here, but he's got a bit of a task. It's 1 versus 5, but they're all low. He's not deciding to go anywhere just yet, but I think as this goes on, he may have to decide on something, and he certainly will. Looks like he's going to move and save that weapon, and we're going to see Bitpoint Academy pick up their first round of the game. 2-1 now, probably the start that Aerox weren't quite expecting. Really great A-site take from Bitpoint there. Leaving it till late in the round, and looks like we might not see that this time. Bit of an early aggression showing here from Kerem. Probably knowing that these CT players might not have the weaponry here to face them off properly. But Coots is gonna creep his way in here. He's gonna go all the way. He's gonna completely catch out Josh, and Coots giving the man advantage for his team. As a response to chat, this is a group stage game and is a best of 1. We're not quite in the playoffs just yet. Oh, and Divinity's got himself in a really good position here. Not able to take down both, and that's going to leave ALX in a position where he does need to get the bomb down. Callum a little bit too far away here. Deagle in hand, but there are some weapons scattered around the A site if he manages to find one. When ALX surely spots him here. Molly goes down, and that's going to make it all the more difficult for Callum here. Oh, okay. Does get a little bit CSGO'd there. Molotov landed on the bomb and somehow managed to spread up to the box. Very unfortunate there, but probably wasn't quite going to do it anyway, all things considered. 1G coming in the shaft. And we're all tied up, 2-2. We are going to see Aerox able to invest a little bit into this round, but not all of their players are able to go completely on the utility. We do also see a pause. I don't know if I caught the pause as well coming from either player. Well, it was from Kerem, so we are going to see a Bitpoint Academy pause, but that looks like it's been revoked. And we're back underway. Round 5. Even start so far. And this could be a big round. Could start to show sort of a difference in terms of rounds between these two sides. show which one's going to be the stronger. Can we see Bitpoint Academy take their 3rd round in a row? Ooh, score predictions. Before the game I would have said Aerox, but Bitpoint Academy seems to be on it. I think it's going to be close. It's also the politician's answer for you there as well. So, very defensive start from both teams. No one's quite committing to anything just yet. But it looks like we are going to see Bitpoint go to that favoured A site yet again. We do have some Aerox players in a really great position to rotate over here, and I think we'll quickly see 3 Aerox players onto the A site, but possibly trapped off here. Oh, Callum. Manages to just get on site and then straight back out again, and that's really thinned the numbers now. Really quick sort of in and out play here from this Aerox side, but ALX wanting to return that back onto an even numbers in terms of people alive here, and Smithy as well has got himself in a really great position, probably wants to play passive. Oh, ALX, they know where you are now. That's going to make it, no, definitely made it quite difficult, and Aerox going to take a round here, but I'd suggest not a confident one. And I'd suggest Bitpoint Academy probably going to want to mix this up a little bit. Oh, Nade managing to hit Callum there, and Jake could play this really aggressively here. Jake manages to get 2 with the UMP and takes down some really, really important weaponry. A1, if A1 was to look down there, he could have found a kill, but looks like he's going to get caught out a little bit. Molotov here could force that window player to stay exactly where he is. And ALX. I've just realised actually why this is actually getting quite confusing for me, because I've just realised we've got a player called AL1X and ALX. And that's going to have to change. We can't be dealing with that. Someone can get some communication through to one of those players, see a name change, see an identity change. Oh, really early pick there from Callum, and ALX goes down. Makes all the job a little bit easier for me in terms of casting these 2 names. And this is making everything just that little bit difficult now for this Bitpoint side. Milky not quite able to find anything here. It's me, only a matter of time. Aerox picking up an easy round there. Bitpoint players choosing to go for pistols. Having a little look at the scoreboard now. AL1X for Aerox Esports, running on an 8 and 3. Callum 7 and 2. Some confident scores here for the Aerox players. ALX on Bitpoint, the only player to not be negative at the moment. Important stats when you're looking at fragging. We are going to see that bomb move towards A site for Bitpoint Academy. We're going to see that clock just tick down here for Bitpoint. I do like to leave it late. Looks like Kerem's just going to continue to make noise towards B, but it's not going to force Aerox to push away from where they are at the moment. It looks like we are prepping now for an A site execute. It looks like we are coming in now with this execute. Let's see if Aerox are able to defend this. Great smokes here, have just completely kept these players at bay, but there's a little gap there for Jake. He's able to just get little picks of these players, but the bomb is going to go down. These smokes staying strong for just enough time for these Bitpoint Academy players to push back into really good positions here. They just need to hold them and not give away anything here, but looks like Josh getting a little bit too aggressive there, possibly. A1X is going to get a little bit confused there on who he quite wants to go for. And it's going to leave some really aggressive plays here from these two players to really make this work for their side. And Smitty's going to go down. Aerox going to take another one. Got a little bit heated there. I think that's the type of round that could have gone either way. Fun little fact about Aerox, I was looking on their Twitter today. I think they've got their Gears team currently at an event, which is actually only down the road from me. Probably about 15 minutes walk away. A little interesting fact for you. Also lets everyone know where I live, which is a bit weird. That being said, it does say it in my Steam profile, so not to worry too much as we move into round 9 here. Bitpoint Academy not being able to get past the second win that they've managed to clock up on the board, and it looks like it's just going to be an all-out bloodbath now onto the B site. These last two Bitpoint players are going to have to go big here. Kerem, going to be the last alive, doesn't have the bomb. Q's going to make his way around. He's going to try and find that out, but Divinity in a really good position to get anything. I think Kerem is going to get caught out there by Coots. So, probably time for a Bitpoint Academy to try and change things up a little bit. We don't see much mid presence from them at all so far. Just as I say that though, we've got ALX and Kerem. Kerem straight through the smoke. Where did that come from? Really great stuff. Probably knew someone was just holding that common angle. And I think in the end certainly paid off. They're going to fall back now. They know that's probably going to draw a little bit of attention towards mid for Aerox, and it's going to change things up a little bit because this is new from Bitpoint Academy. Divinity though has found himself in a really great position in B apartments. Possibly could catch out these players if they decide to go for a B push. It could be devastating in his current position. He is going to have to start firing as soon as he finds the first player. Could get caught out here. He hears the scope. This could be really tricky for him. This could be massive here, no matter which way it goes. Divinity, though, taking his time. Can hear players with nades out, but ALX is waiting for this. He knows this is a really great chance to potentially push a site and gets taken down by ALX, and this is Bitpoint's chance here. They've managed to move the bomb round to the B site, and AL1X is going to have to go big here now. Bitpoint Academy could be getting their first round, but Kerem goes down. That changes things. Pick onto shot, and just as I think one team's going to take an advantage, players keep going down left, right, and centre. Coots last alive now for Aerox. Is challenging an OP and needs to be very careful. Coots is going to take on this challenge 1 versus 3. Gets taken down by Milk in the end, though. Not to be for him. 7-3. Aerox still with a pretty confident lead. Needs to be careful though. Can't let this Bitpoint Academy team build up any kind of run. That being said, we're going to see Bitpoint Academy move to that A site they are quite comfortable in seems to be going. Bomb is left in a position though where they are able to rotate. I think a lot will be on ALX here, but he's going to come round to A, and this almost solidifies the fact that it is going to be an A execute. The issue with it in its current situation is it's going to smoke off a lot of players, and Coots could find himself abandoned on the A site here. Played properly, Bitpoint Academy could find the first, and we're now bursting out. Josh onto Coots already, takes down Coots, and that's that first pick we talked about there. Also manages to take out the player of Callum. That's going to be an alt down as well for Aerox. Jake's going to try and get himself in a bit of a position, but does decide to fall back in the end, and looking a little tricky this one for Aerox. Definitely not favoured. Two players on half HP. And it looks like we're already starting to see some players fall back here. Jake already on his way out, Divinity the next to go, and AL1X are going to start moving out. And I think the Bitpoint players are going to start to realise this in a moment. And Josh needs to be careful here. If he pushes too far off, he's going to walk straight into the barrel of Divinity. That being said, not to be. Very quick kill from ALX. So, man advantage goes to Bitpoint Academy. And an aggressive play from Kerem. Doesn't manage to get anything of it, but doesn't get taken down either. Does apply a little bit of pressure towards that B site. But AL1X versus Kerem here. Could see a little bit of a duel. Does decide to pull back though. Probably smart considering the situation. Doesn't know how many players are going to be there. Said, gets a little bit of information for his team. Slow start, but we do see Bitpoint Academy sort of hanging around that site in Kerem. It's going to be, probably should be very clear at this point that he is the lurking player here, and we are going to see Bitpoint Academy executing again. If these smokes go down perfectly, it should just be a straight walk onto the A site. Cute's managing to find one in that exchange, but taken down in the end, and we're going to see full smokes come out, and they're just going to be completely just locked off here. Divinity, though, could get taken down here by Kerem, who's just cautiously watching that short push, but no one is going to come from there. Both players are in the CT position. Callum, you need to be hitting those. Joshy's got a chance here. Bomb yet to be down, 7 seconds remaining. Goes down in the end, and Aerox going to pick up a round when we did see a slight run coming out from Bitpoint Academy. Two rounds remaining. Bitpoint with AKs and a lot of utility here, so still able to do these executes that they're able to do. Have yet to see them properly execute for B site though. We have seen them push it, but I think it's been in more circumstances where they've not been on sort of the normal weaponry or full utility. Could see an exchange here. Divinity's got himself back up into that position. If Kerem goes for one of his aggressive plays, it certainly could not work out well for him. Once this smoke fades, he's going to have to make a decision. And as most of these Bitpoint Academy T rounds go, we are seeing another like a slow start to the round. Oh, this could actually work really well. We've got a couple of Bitpoint Academy players who are going to push through mid. If they come through connector, could add just a completely new dynamic, but Callum, oh, does just miss the shot there. Manages to take down Kerem, but he's going to get traded out. Alex going to get taken down, but everything just seems to be getting traded out at the moment. Divinity managing to get one. Could find Smitty, he certainly does. A little bit of a possible BM there, not too sure. As Aerox do take the round, and we're not seeing decisive rounds here from Aerox, but we are seeing them pulling what counts, and that's winning these rounds. Bitpoint Academy, unfortunately, just not able to follow up once they are able to execute. The executes certainly are working in terms of being able to get onto site. It's just what happens afterwards in terms of getting the bomb down and then securing the positions. We see quite a big group in here towards Palace. Could be a little tricky. Callum's going to hold it with an AWP. Is getting really quite unlucky here, and we do see Cutes get taken down by these pistol players, and Jake's found himself in a really tricky situation. 15 HP. He's going to get pushed, and he's going to go down. This is a really great play here from what was essentially Glocks and pistols. As we do see an AWP and an M4 now for this Bitpoint side, and this could actually be a really great round here for Bitpoint, and somehow Aerox looks like are going to lose this. Yep, not enough HP to quite complete that round for his side, and Bitpoint Academy going to take a very unexpected round here. Those are the rounds that Aerox really need to be winning. So we're going to go back into the trend of slow starts here with Coots. Going to push Smitty, and somehow Smitty's going to take that one. It's going to go down, and possibly Coots might want to go for that AK at a later stage in the round. Does know where it is. Man advantage to Aerox here. What I do find quite interesting about this round is we do see a Milky with an M4. As we do come into the last round of the game, it may have been worth maybe not carrying that over into the round, and because unfortunately the AK is it's the stronger weapon, and it may have just been better off for him either dropping it or just not picking it up in the first place for his side. And this isn't looking too good. Milky to be last alive with that M4. That being said, managed to get the frag, but that's going to go down 10-5 to Aerox in this first half. Looking really positive here for Aerox. It's quite an unfortunate spelling mistake there, Herring. So, coming into pistol round. And this is quite a ballsy play here from these Aerox players if they are going to try and push down mid versus USPs. Kerem, oh, you're not going to like what you're going to find at the end of this tunnel. It starts to run away. And this is it. It's going to be calling out to the rest of the team that they are going to try and execute onto this B site. And this is actually a really great play from these Aerox players. Smitty able to find one. And I'd suggest Bitpoint here really need to get pushed down to the site and really take control of it again. They don't want to get trapped in kitchen. Kerem's going to try and find the pick onto the player on bench, but he's going to get a little tight. 2-on-2. Josh last alive is going to get taken down, and that's a really important round here for Aerox. AL1X probably going to break the 20 kill barrier soon. 19 and 9 for him. He's having a really great game. Callum also, two of the players we mentioned really earlier in the game, continuing 15 and 6. Smitty for Bitpoint Academy probably wishing he was doing a little bit better, but we do see Callum getting a really early pick towards mid. Ooh, AL1X. He's going to continue that up, and he's really going to start to play aggressive now. Pushing down towards B, and he's going to pick up Smitty as well. Knows these players aren't in the best situation in terms of their weaponry, and Milky needs to be careful here. Divinity's going to take him down. He's going to have to be more aware than that if he's going to try and find him. Aerox is going to manage to get himself an AK. Probably going to want to save with that one. Managing to just get away by the skin of his teeth here, but Aerox probably going to chase here. Definitely don't want him to get away with that AK. Great takedown on his named counterpart AL1X. On that flash. Unfortunately, loses his nerve, starts spraying out, and at that point there, once you start spraying out and you don't get the kill, it's going to be really difficult to recover. Hoping for a really lucky AK shot at that point. So Aerox now, looking to play the money game. Couple of SMGs. They're going to have to put those to work here. They know Bitpoint Academy aren't going to have much in terms of money this round. We did see some SMGs come out from them, so moving into round 18. Aerox looking to extend this lead, hopefully, and Callum nearly potentially getting really lucky there if he could have just connected onto a few more players. And looks like we're going to see a very collective Bitpoint presence here. They're on pistols, so it's going to be a struggle for them. Aerox are going to be hoping that they are going to walk into the path of either Divinity or Jake with those SMGs. Going to be some really great money for them if they do manage it. That being said, Aerox aren't going to care if they're on B. That bomb's going to go down, and it's an interesting one here. They're going to want to play for exits, or are they going to just want to go for the position of just not giving them these kills and not giving them the money? Looks like we're going to just see a pretty standard ending here, but it looks like if Aerox are going to try and chase, money-wise, I'd suggest probably not. Some of the players with SMGs probably don't have a lot to lose here and could go hunting. Divinity going to do just that. He's going to enter on B side. He's either going to find himself a lot of kills, or he's going to find himself in a bit of a tricky situation. Manages to find one. Kerem's not too far away. We also have Coots running pretty close here. Could find Kerem. So, not too bad there for Bitpoint Academy. Do manage to just stay alive there, and we're going to see the first even buy now of the this Aerox T side. Second half now, round 19. Aerox getting ever so closer to victory. Well, this is the time. If Bitpoint Academy are going to show us a strong CT side, this would be it. They're not going to want to. They're not going to want to sort of move into that first loss of this tournament. Both teams here have been undefeated so far. Kerem making a little bit of noise, and I think Divinity might have just heard that. So got to be careful here, because Aerox is really close, but it's going to be Kerem that picks him up. Callum still top mid and not quite able to help out his teammate, as the rest of his team looks like they are pushing round to B as we speak. Lots to do here for Aerox if they're going to want to try and extend this lead even more. 3 versus 5 for them. That being said, they do still have 2 AKs and an op. Let's not count on this Aerox side just yet. They have shown that they are able to overturn deficits in terms of numbers. Jake first is going to get taken down. Coots is going to follow as well, and that's going to leave Callum. Possibly can find him in a situation where he might want to save this. 1 versus 3. Smitty really close. 1 versus 4 even. Smitty's really close. And it looks like they aren't going to risk losing any of these weapons. Can't take the op into next round for Aerox, but that does give Bitpoint Academy a round in this, and hopefully, in terms of seeing an interesting game, some confidence. Looks like we're going to see Jake possibly try and play for the mid pick. Coot's going to be the one to do a little bit of lurking towards the B site. That being said, though, slow start so far. Alex and Callum could find themselves in a duel, but just as I think that was about to happen, did miss out on that. And Coots did see the silhouettes of that one happen, didn't think he was going to win, but managed to take down the player in window. Advantage Aerox here. So they have that pick now. They know there's a player down in mid. It doesn't give them much in terms of which site they can go for, but it does mean that whichever site they do plan on going for, that's one less player who's going to be able to immediately rotate. So we are going to see an A take here from the Aerox team. Joshy needs to really keep aware here. Molotov's going to want it, but that's a great flash. Callum going to make this a whole lot easier for the Aerox team, and Smitty has got nothing left to do but save his weapon and just try and bring it through to the next round for his team. Money definitely a problem at the moment for some of these CT players. Jake possibly to move up to where Smitty is at the moment. Could possibly see part of the body, but it's not going to show. And the two players almost looking at each other here. (14-16). It's looking more and more like this is going to be the game that Aerox takes. Pause is going to come out for the Aerox team. And unfortunately at this point, looking at what Bitpoint's able to pull together here in terms of weaponry, I think this round may just be the nail in the coffin here for Bitpoint Academy. And subsequently as well, might just be the end of this unbeaten streak. Aerox have been showing some really great determination in the rounds where they've not been the favourites to win. They've not had the man advantage, but they've been able to convert, and that's been really important, especially winning those duels. I think Bitpoint Academy have had some really great strategies, but I think it's just come down in some cases just to individual skill. Aaron's going to get smoked off. He's going to need to watch out here, because this is a spot which is commonly shot at, and he's going to find that here.
Aerox are going to take complete mid control. It's just going to be a case now figuring out where they want to go. They do have a player wait in Palace, so it's going to be a good idea for them to go A here. Alex to find himself sat below Palace. Should find Jake here, but oh, Alex. He's going to wish we didn't see that one. All of a sudden, not looking too good. Joshy is walking straight into the path of Divinity, but looks away just the worst second here. And Josh could get a kill, certainly does. And all of a sudden, things completely changed for Aerox. Bitpoint going to take their 7th round. Really unlucky there for Divinity. Moving away from that position where he was able to catch the player who's going to move into jungle. And the timing just not there for him. 4AK still able to be pulled out here for the Aerox team. Some utility. ALX with no utility and Divinity is going to run a Deagle. So we are going to see a sort of slowed start. Aerox just waiting and hoping that maybe one of these Bitpoint players gets a little bit too aggressive. But they're holding firm. Very, very slow start here, and I think Aerox still just looking just to try and get that pick, and it looks like we might see them go under 2A, and that will allow the rest of the Aerox side to just push out from 2 different angles, and could see an absolute ambush here. Doesn't bode well here for Bitpoint. No mid control, so they're not going to be able to see this coming. We do have one player holding short, Milky. If you're going to want to stop this from happening, you need to really help your team here. Just managed to get 2 players low, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, really great play here from Bitpoint Academy. Was able to predict the play, and the play of Milky just lowering 2 players' HPs, just making it so that we were able to get the frags. And Aerox now possibly getting a little bit shaky. We are going to see them on Glocks. So, by all intents and purposes, should be around that Bitpoint Academy should be taking. No excuse for them to be losing ones like this. Smitty could be getting an absolute gift here if he's able to get the spray down. And Smitty is going to run out of the ammo. And Milky, it's all on you here. He goes down as well, and there's some weapons to be picked up now. The rest of the Bitpoint players not quick enough to rotate around, and it's going to give this 2-man Aerox side, although they are running Glocks, it's going to give them a little bit of control, and possibly, if Divinity can just get the bomb down, some money as well. Yeah, and that bomb is going to go down. Oh, great stuff from Divinity. A little bit more money in the pocket of Aerox. That being said, Bitpoint probably don't want to be losing that many players when they're against Glocks. 14-9. Comeback definitely possible for Bitpoint Academy, but they do need to keep this up. I think it's going to be tricky for them, but everything's possible. Oh, Coots. Jumping the gun a little bit there. Slow start again. Aerox potentially just looking for that initial pick. And that's going to come from Callum. takes the head off Kerem. It looks like we are going to see them slowly push towards B. You know, they know they were able to take this site with Glocks, so it does give them some confidence if they do choose to go for a B push here. But the bomb is slowly moving away from this B site, as we do see a Molotov come in. It's going to keep Coots where he is for the moment. And we're going to see these players push up as well now. What are you doing, Coots? Don't know what he got distracted by there. Possibly trying a little play it up for the camera, thinking he could see someone behind it, but it's going to fall back for him. It's going to mean he's going to end up taken down. Josh, you need to watch your back here. Gets taken down as Aerox move on to site, and not looking good now for Bitpoint Academy. And Smitty, if you're going to want to get any form of win out of this, you're going to need to win this round. 1 versus 2, Divinity's on low HP as he puts the bomb down, but they're going to move away and play this passively. Smitty not able to take it in AL1X. I'm going to secure around 15 and at least 1 point for his team. And as we move into what could potentially be the last round. Bitpoint Academy are going to have to play this one near perfectly if they're going to want to try and get anything out of this. As Callum taken down really early on into the round, and Divinity going to have to figure out what he wants to do here, but AL1X also going to push out onto the A site. And Coots as well for the Aerox team, going to be making a little bit of noise at B. That's going to keep a couple of players at B. And Bomb is going to stay closer to B than it is to A. Aerox now just creeping down mid. Aerox now got a lot of work to do. 2 versus 3. Divinity and Coots remain. Divinity's going to try and hopefully to line that one up. Not able to in Coots. 1 versus 3. Not able to quite secure that one. 15-9 at the moment now. 15-10 even, sorry. Jumping the gun a little bit there before the rounds change. So, not looking too good here for Aerox. Couple of CZs, couple of Eagles and 1 AK. But it looks like we are going to see them go for B, and we know what they can do when they go for B. They did manage to take this site with just Glocks at one point, and Coots, we're going to stick with him. The only player with that AK-47 manages to take down at least one of the players, and we're going to see Bomb go down here. It's still certainly possible, only 2 players on Aerox with AKs or M4. Alex to make his way down short and potentially can find himself in a bit of a sticky situation. Going to find himself on his own now, and this is it for Aerox. They're going to take the game, 16-10. Good game all round there. Probably not as close as Aerox wanted it to be. A little bit shaky on some other rounds, but
one of the things we mentioned is Aerox really great there at turning sort of deficits in terms of man advantage into round wins, and that individual sort of one-on-one skill certainly won them a lot of rounds. But Bitpoint Academy, great credit to them in terms of the way that they were able to take sites. I think it was just a case of working on once they've taken the site, just sort of defending those sites really. That being said, a very interesting game. If you are wanting to follow either of these teams on social media, both of their Twitters are on the screen at the moment. Definitely two to follow. Bitpoint Academy both have their main team and their academy in RDYUP. And you can also follow Aerox as well. They do play in other tournaments. And they also have a few different teams. Alternatively, if you are wanting to follow me, my Twitter is on there as well. Everything is appreciated. Other than that as well, you will be able to see the VOD uploaded to Twitch and also on our YouTube channel if you're wanting to get in touch with RDYUP. All the links are below. In terms of tomorrow's games, all will be announced either on Twitter or if you have access to the Discord. We'll be posting at some point some casting announcements. Other than that, brilliant game to watch from both teams. I think both teams are going to be happy with their performance. Only 7 games in the for each division, for each team to play in their divisions, and I think both of these teams will see in the playoffs, regardless of this score. So great game all around, and I'll be sure to see you all in the next stream.